The team at Makera have kindly sent me an early Kickstarter, the Z1 or Z1 desktop CNC machine. I am tackling the machine from a complete novice mindset. The adverts depict a family casually using it, but can a beginner really go from zero to a finished project that easily? I want to show the true journey, from first starting out to my first simple project, and how easy that was. It's all good having an easy to use machine, but if there's no clear direction, then it fails at the first hurdle. Also hope to be using this for the future projects, using open source software such as FreeCAD. The initial setup, as you saw, was pretty easy. Being pre-built, I just needed to unbox it and attach the power cord and emergency stop. The footprint is 350mm wide, 480mm deep, 450mm tall. It's on a standard desk, so no extra garage space is required. The weight's at 20 kilograms, heavy enough to stay put, light enough to move around. The work area is across 3 axes, 200mm and 200mm along the Y and X, and 100mm along the Z. The gantry clearance is 120mm, the spindle is 150 watts, running at a maximum of 13,000 revs per minute, with closed loop control. The motor resolution is 0.01mm. It has an 1/8 of an inch collet, which is integrated. There's an optional 5-watt laser for engraving wood, plastics, leather, cardboard, fabric, etc. And a full axis, 80mm diameter, 150mm length. This machine can cut numerous materials: hardwood, softwoods, MDF plywood. For your plastics, you've got ABS, acrylic, PVC or foam, composites, carbon fiber, FR4, and non-ferrous metals such as aluminium, brass and copper. The software it comes with is the Makera CAM. Runs on Windows, Mac, Linux and iOS, also available on Android. You can use your own favourite CAM software if you like. The controller is via USB or Wi-Fi. For my test projects, I follow one of the example projects on the Makera Wiki, straight from the knowledge sharing. I chose the Getting Started with Makera CAM, a simple name tag tutorial that teaches you how to import a 2D vector file, create drilling, pocketing and contouring paths whilst using multiple tool bits. This tutorial is great for getting you started, but a few things were missing that I had to figure out myself, such as how to pan the window, simulate the final project, and also figure out the differences between the current version that was taught upon and the version that was running. Some path options had changed. Even so, it wasn't too difficult, and the learning experience was enjoyable. I finished feeling confident in setting up basic toolpaths and gained a solid understanding of the hows and whys of creating them. After exporting the G-code and loading it into the controller, I started the job. The machine prompted me to use the Y probe to scan the border and measure the Z depth. Once that was completed, it asked for the first tool to begin the process. I was pleasantly surprised by the noise level. With the hood closed, the machine was quieter than I expected, well below the point where you needed protection, and it's comfortable to run indoors without disturbing the neighbours. Tool changes at each stage were quick and straightforward, with clear guidance through the entire process. For a first attempt, I'm happy with the results. A bit of sanding and I think the results will be of a high standard. The energy cost for the project was a mere 1p in UK currency. My next test was the laser module, a 5-watt diode laser designed for engraving a variety of materials. Swapping to the laser was just as easy as changing any other tool, which made the whole process very straightforward. The job took around 40 minutes, and I monitored the progress from my phone through the internal camera on the CNC. At the same time, I was running the Makera Cyclone Dust Collector, a compact 200-watt desktop filtration unit with 99.99% multi-stage filtration and CNC linked automatic control. It's designed to keep small CNC setups clean and efficient. but I was surprised to find the finished piece covered with dust, and the noise level was higher than expected. Here's the final results. Considering the design was put together quickly, we used the default settings, and was engraving on old shed stock, which wasn't in great condition, the outcome was still quite good. My final project was to attempt to create something with much more detail. I downloaded an STL of a seahorse, used Blender to split it and insert it into an oval, then import it into Makera CAM. From there I created a 3D relief and set up 3 toolpaths. The whole process turned out to be extremely simple and straightforward, all from just a bit of research from the knowledge shared on the Makera Wiki. In just over an hour, and a total electricity cost of just 4 pence, I had a detailed relief carving of a seahorse in softwood, and I was extremely happy with the results. Although I had spent some time researching the wiki to understand the workflows and settings needed for the projects, it only took a handful of videos to learn everything required. And the software is easy and very straightforward to use. I'm extremely happy with the machine, build quality, ease of use and the level of detail it can achieve. Makera are planning to launch the Z1 through a Kickstarter campaign. Kickstarter is a crowdfunding platform where creators present a project and people can choose to support it by pledging money. In return, you typically receive the product itself, but that's only if the project's completed. It's important to remember that Kickstarter isn't a traditional store. You're backing a development process, and there's always some level of risk involved. Makera does have a strong history with 2 successful campaigns already, but I still recommend taking a bit of time to read through the details and do your own research before deciding to back any project. If you're interested in the Makera Z1, please see the description of this video, where there'll be links to more information and accessing the Kickstarter itself. Thanks for watching. I hope this video was of interest.